What's up, my fine, beautiful people? I'm here. Give me a second. I am here. Hold on, let me turn this like this so I can see what's really good. I'm here, my good people. Yes. So as they said, let's get right into it. This is show number 39. And I'm here to talk about. I should call this should be like sign number 33 of if your girlfriend, wife is cheating on you. Now this is pretty major. Oh, Brian Keith here. Like, comment, subscribe. This is a biggie. This is a real biggie. This one is. I gotta stop doing that. This one is when she starts having coochie problems. Start getting a lot of yeast problems start popping up. A lot of the scent is a little bit off. And sometimes when they all in and they all out there, it's a really, a lot of people call it fishy. It is a certain scent that is strong. That's really strong. And that's if she's really out there. But her scent is off. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So in my old neighborhood, I used to have I speak to a lot of young cats. And but this one particular young cat, he had went to the Dominican Republic. He does what some guys do. Some young guys that go out there and they experience the territory, right? Got a little loose with it, came back, think he caught something, and out of precaution, when he left, he left his girl here. So came home, been home for about a week, started feeling a little off, and he suspected he had something. He came back with something a little extra, I should say. So he tells his girl that he came back a little something. He had an open conversation with her, told her what happened and think what he's suspecting is going on. And so they both went and took care of whatever that they had to take care of. So as when he's telling me the story, he's telling me about the thing where that kind of caught him off guard or left him saying, And that was, he said when he told her the news, she didn't flinch. She didn't, she wasn't mad. She didn't lose it like most people would lose it. You would think they would lose it. And that got him to thinking. It got me to thinking. And this is what we both were thinking, was she doing something? Right? Now, I'm going to share something with you. In my lifetime, especially in my 20s, I was out there wilding. Like I said, I've had my own place since 18, 19 years old. So I had plenty of time, plenty of motive and opportunity to get it in, which I did. Now, because men in general carry the stigma that they're the dogs, we come to find out, it's come to the forefront that women get it in more likely than men do. And chances are that they go a little deeper. They are way worse than men are. Especially nowadays where it's coming out that when they take these girl trips, especially out to just like men like to go to Brazil or specifically the Dominican Republic, these women like to go to Jamaica. And there's a lot of rub downs, massages by the River Bay and all that good stuff where women of all kinds, all countries, they come from all over to go to have relations with these young hung men. And they say when they go on these girl trips, it's a wrap, it's over. And I believe that. I'm late in the game, and I really come to it's really more believable to me that one, I mean, like I said before in my last videos, if you would go to a men's bathroom, go into a women's bathroom, you will see just how filthy the difference is on the women's side, right? I can also imagine when it comes to having relations, women are more filthy. Just that the propaganda is men are dogs. But because I was so caught up in what it is I was doing, I was never looking to see what was going on, what was going on when I wasn't around. Now that I moved on and everything has come out and come to head, I was like, ooh, you little dirty son of a So, like I said, my man goes to Dominican Republic, comes back with a little extra, tells his girl, she doesn't flinch. He begins to wonder. Now, like I was saying, when I was in my 20s, I've been accused twice of passing on a sexually transmitted type of infection. When it was brought to me, when I had myself checked out, and in both times, I didn't have anything. You know, got medication, whatever, but it's in both occasions, I didn't have anything. I tested negative for everything, have nothing, never had anything. But I never really thought that they were out here being dirty because I was so caught up in my shit. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? But now I really was blind. I am blindsided just how filthy these chicks have been. You know, I'm watching the woman king, the lady king. Well, in almost any story, though it's like you look at Pocahontas and John Smith, a foreigner coming here to destroy everything. She'll go against her people to go with this guy. Avatar, same thing. You go all through World War I, where Germans come in, Italy, the women get with the Germans. You understand what I'm saying? Like all throughout time, against a woman's best interests, she would go with the guy to either entertain her boredom or survival. She's gonna do what she got to do to soothe her need, whatever that is at that particular time, against her best interest. You know, it's in that moment. And like I said, it's been my experience that I've done dirt, but these women have been filthy. And you could, a sign of that filthiness is the scents and smells of their vajayjays. Because what I've also learned, when you're having a steady relationship with a woman, and most of the time you're gonna do it unprotected, the body will get used to you. Her body and her biology will get used to yours. So when your biology, your fluids enter her, sheesh. As God said, I'm talking too much. But when her body and fluids, when your fluids and your energies, whatever, mix, you know, it becomes this one, and it becomes in sync with each other. When a woman takes you in, takes Pookie in, takes Ray Ray in, takes John in, the body doesn't know what's foreign. So your body is fighting, your body believes that this is an infection, and her body is fighting all these things. So just like, so when all these things come together, it confuses her body. And the scents the smells are a sign of infection. It's a sign of the body trying to fight. It's a sign. The body, her body sending out a signal saying, hey, hello, we need help down here. You understand what I'm saying? So when you start getting a woman talking about, she has a yeast infection, she keeps having infections, because once again, it's too many fluids. It's too many fluids mixing. You know what I'm saying? Which is creating the infection. So, like I said, the body doesn't know what's foreign, and it doesn't know, and it can't get used to the one person's biology and say, okay, this is familiar. I get this. These are my people. You know, it confuses everything and creates a situation. And one of the signs, like I said, just like open up a bag of moldy bread, you know, all of these fluids and individual makeups are coming into play, and it confuses the body, confuses her body, and just assumes it's all. It assumes that it's being attacked. You know, when your girl's, like I said, she's doing her Friday night thing, missing her her time. She can't account for her time. You know, start having infections, more specifically yeast infections constantly. The whole panty liner thing, Manosphere 7 thing. It's an issue. You got herpes running rampant out here, and then which is a whole other thing. She can have something and is so reckless she won't tell you about it, or she will have something, you catch it, and then blame you for it, when all along she's been carrying it all along. You have this propaganda that was out some years ago about all these down low men. Now, I can almost reasonably guess that a lot of these women were out there playing, but just put it on the man for what, you know, because they saw, you know, these women are catching all these diseases. I don't know if I can believe that. I'm not saying men don't have responsibility, of course, because I was one of them. I was out there running wild. But come to find out, in hindsight, once the dust settles and people move on and the truth really comes out, you find out how much they lied, and you find out how much they really got down. And you could not believe, like I said, men couldn't handle the truth. It's not that men can't handle the truth. They can't handle just how fucking filthy and how low down and dirty these chicks, your girl, got down. You understand what I'm saying? They will put it on you. But really what it comes down to is, at every opportunity, she allowed a man to come in unprotected, lick it up, stick it up, and it just, you know, it took it took what you took pride in and just made it right. Just made it right. And this is where you get all these smell froms, infections. You know, they get crazy with the panty liners. You know, come up with the excuses. Oh, you must have sat on a dirty toilet. You probably used a damp, moldy towel. Or just blame you. But like I said, I would take pause in, you know, take a step back, analyze the situation, and because chances are she's out here playing around. She's out here playing around, man. You know, so, you know, that's like sign number 32 and 33, or sign number 33. She comes in with the STDs from the bullshit she's doing, and it really could have nothing to do with you. She's not, and she won't take accountability. She's going to say in some shape, form of fashion that you pushed her to it, that you have responsibility in the actions that she's taken, the filthy actions she's taken. So, if anything ever pops up, I will question that. I will look further into that. You know, it's just the body not knowing what to do when you start getting them smells and infections, and more specifically, yeast infections, because there's so many body fluids start on being introduced. The body, her body specifically, doesn't know what to make of. Now they're talking about all these dirty, dick motherfuckers. No, it be that these dirty, filthy chicks out here who is just bored to death. Because being safe is boring. Being safe is boring. So they have to go out there and live on the danger, have to live in danger, and have to create a circumstance so they can go home, run home, and tell their girlfriends all about. So, like I said, that's my experience. You know, these chicks, they're filthy, man. They're filthy. And the 33rd sign that she's cheating is if that coochie starts not smelling right, or too many infections are just, you know, back to back. They're too reoccurring. chances are she's out there seeing somebody else. Somebody else is licking and sticking it. And her body doesn't know what to make of it because it's too much. It's way too much. If it's just her and one person, it's all copacetic. But when it's her, you, like I said, if it's two of y'all, it's four of y'all. And it confuses the body. And we're going to get into that further down the line about that whole Medusa thing. The snakes represented men who were in Medusa's life, and basically she let splash off, you know, because all that, man, listen, it's a lot to go into. Like I said, when, you know, a man's DNA mutates and once it gets into her body. So you could talk from a level of the spirit, where the spirits intertwine, but also its actual biology, physical. When a man is able to ejaculate a woman, not everything comes out. Whatever's left behind gets mutated into her. So if there's a Pookie that left a little something, a Ray Ray left a little something, Brian left a little something, all of us is in there. So when people talk about pair bonding, it goes way deeper than having the actual memory or the actual intercourse or the actual relationship. It goes deeper than that because there's an actual biological dynamic to it, and then sprinkled with that spiritual. So the higher that body count, there's a lot to contend with. And then, like I said, when it just comes time to have that one-on-one, it's going to be hard. And that safety that you will provide is going to be boring. So she's going to have to go out and do it just to settle her. But with that, all this other nonsense come into play. So, like I said, the 33rd sign, smelly coochie problems, yeast infections. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's your boy, Brian R. Keith. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.